Hello, we're back. We're doing another one. We're doing more StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Of course. It's a good game.
How shall you serve?
Alright, let's go.
These are the Zerg who defeated you. Pitiful. They too shall fall before my power.
You see, it's
Tell
appropriate
me,
because
how did you lose ire to these animals? Did they
Because it's
heap up
cute.
and
It's
chew
him.
upon your
Yep.
starships?
The Zerg were once the greatest
I
threat
don't care
my
about you
people
boys, and give me
faced.
Q back.
Only a fool would underestimate them.
alright, we're gonna
Well then, I will bow to your experience as the fool.
absolute savage. Let's go. Destroy the overseer.
Only because I will it.
Yeah, when I was first playing this came
Now.
out a while ago. Was this like 6 years ago now? Jesus. But I remember he
As
came on screen and was like,
I will
wait, I
it.
know you from somewhere. Who is that? John!
As I speak,
Long time no see, dude.
I hesitate to think what you would do
Alright,
without me.
but, you know, in
You are about to find
non-StarCraft
out.
terms,
Oh.
This gate is sealed from the other side, and I shall move through the
so we're
shadows
doing
to open
Forget
it.
Me Not, which
The enemy
is
will
an
never
episode
see me.
about... What?
I was thinking John Delancey sounds very, very different if you lower his voice.
Better to avoid them.
He sounds a bit different. He's normally so
It's a
nasal.
little
done.
It doesn't-
filtered.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
like
And
silent.
Aradine Shakuris.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm just saying it changes
Are you done?
quality of his voice
Do I
quite a
need to
bit.
keep slaughtering the Zerg here?
Like, you can hear the sneer in his voice. Like it's unmistakably still him.
Let us
Yeah.
continue. What? Of course I am needed. Do not waste my time.
I guess nobody expresses contempt quite like John Delancey. Yeah.
Yes.
They've sort of removed the roughness in his real voice and added it in artificially.
Are you incapable of listening or just comprehending?
Savage. Absolute savage, Alarak.
Like that's definitely could have been something cute at the wharf.
Templar, do not press me further.
Eat any good books lately?
Are
Yeah.
you incapable of listening or just
Okay, so in
comprehending?
Star Trek though, so Forget Me Not, which is
So shall it
it's
be.
about Trill. We're gonna go hang out
As I speak. How
with
Yep.
Ray. Whatever field is, we're trying to figure out what's up with the old dude. Well, not the old. Guy who we got the message from, the old Star Trek.
Yeah. The previous host for Carl.
Yes. And then we're gonna hang out with Starfield for a while. Also, this is too loud. Now that I'm done listening to John.
as I desire.
And then after that, we have the Emerald Chain. So we're gonna go hang out with Osiris. Or are we?
Yep.
I don't think we meet her yet. We hang out with the rubies. Alright, but that's in about a minute, so I won't have that to do that. Good episodes.
Yes.
That's probably enough StarCraft. I should get that, you know, queued up properly on my end. That seems important. Stop streaming StarCraft. Alt F4 out of StarCraft. Get the videos up. Okay, now I'm ready to watch Star Trek.
Hey guys.
Hey yo.
Who else does Q play? He plays Trickster God in My Little Pony.
Yep. Most recently is in well, I don't know if he's done anything since it, but the released is in a Nebula film.
Cool. He's also in Breaking Bad. Is
Didn't know
the
that
film
one.
called Nebula, or is it on a service called Nebula?
It's on the Nebula service.
Okay.
I hated what they did with this Breaking Bad character, but
Hang on.
that's a
5,
entirely different rant.
4, 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. Star Trek. Star Trek
Yes.
Discovery.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Last time we crashed into an ice planet and we met a cowboy and we hung out with Michael. We got a worm
Yep.
friend. There was a cat somewhere in there. Colbert's over his death now, so that's fun.
Well, he is and he isn't. He's got other problems facing him now.
He's too busy to be worried about his previous death.
Yep.
Senna.
Senna
that's-
Tau.
Senna. Well, of course I know him. He's me.
That old trope.
Is that a trope? How many times?
Obi-
all I remember is
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan doing that.
Yeah.
Do you know Obi-Wan? Yoda does it too. You came here to meet a Jedi Master. I'll show you him.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a little bit different though.
Do they use this theme in Picard? Sounds very familiar. Yeah, I think this song is used in Picard.
Hmm.
I like that Culvert's doing the voiceover to introduce because we usually don't give minor.
Vulcan salute.
Live long and prosper to you too.
Yes, live long and prosper. It's also because he's the counselor that he's doing or he becomes the ship's counselor for a bit that he's doing the voiceover.
Yeah, he is the ship's counselor, so he's. But then it turns out he needs a counselor, and
Yes.
Daniels provides that.
Yeah, it is nice when a character gets a little, time to themselves like this, though.
Yep.
Little spotlight.
I have an exercise question. When you're doing jump rope, does the act of surely the exercise comes from the jumping, right? You don't strictly need the rope,
Yes.
it's just to keep rhythm?
He's with them, and it does keep your arms moving as well.
A little.
Yeah, if you're doing double
It helps
unders,
with
the arms you become
coordination.
very tired very quickly.
Yeah, that it helps coordination at the same time.
Okay.
I mean, you could do jumping jacks with just your legs, but
They're
also
it.
Ooh,
is-
theme.
The word.
Human-
That's a big word. Where did her
They're
organ
like-
go?
human movement is called locomotion because we move our hands and legs at the same time.
Okay.
So yes, having the arms in your jump ropes keeps up the locomotion.
That's
Do
why
you know the
trains are
Dan-
called locomotives, because they use their arms and legs to spin the
Yeah, yeah.
There's a piston that moves in the wheel, and that's a locomotive.
Yeah.
Thomas crawls forward. Hasperat? Would you like to explain what that is, Adira?
So I always thought it was weird how Adira was like Earth security crew, and then she just transitions to Starfleet. I assume it's like the Royal Navy that Malcolm's family was part of.
Do they?
Oh, she's they're a
Well, for the moment,
Ensign,
she's going
initially.
by she, so I think that's fine.
yeah. It works the way at the moment.
I guess they just ditched. It's like, nah, I work here now. Bye.
Right.
Well, the Earth Force basically said, Yeah, we're fine with it. Just take her with you.
See, in the future,
But-
they still have at-will employment on Earth. So if Adira just wants to leave, I mean, it's all good.
But she's 16. They're 16.
23. Do look 16 though. What is up with that?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I'm just doing that old person thing where once you age past a certain demographic, they all look the same to you.
A little bit.
I mean,
Not quite. No, they do look really young for 23.
Yeah.
Well,
Definitely do look
Wesley could pass for like a 14-year-old kid. He was a little bit older than that.
Yeah, I mean it's a common Hollywood thing that they cast people who look young.
Okay.
Both people who look young, and also you can put makeup on to make it
True.
a year or two younger quite easily.
Will Wheaton's like a huge child actor though, so everyone knows him from like a 9-year-old or whatever that was.
I don't know, he's not that huge. He's what, like 5'9", 5'8"?
Eh,
No, his film Stand By Me, I think, won the Oscar or something. It's a novel that became one of the.
that was a pretty big deal, yeah.
Also,
Stephen
for the
King
record,
novel.
Will Wheaton is 5'11". I just looked it up.
He still looks short next to Jonathan Frakes.
Well, yeah, but it's Jonathan.
Yeah, that probably helped.
Jonathan Frakes is like
How tall is
7'12".
Jonathan?
Ridiculous. They made a plot point out of it in TNG when Lieutenant Broccoli made his holodeck program. Made Jonathan Frakes' character like 5'0".
I'd like to say, I love how Discovery shows us 29th century politics, because Earth is a mess, and basically we're going to Trill for the first time in like 150 years.
Yep.
So I believe the only time we ever saw Trill was once in DS9, and it was only an interior set. I don't think we ever saw like the surface proper.
No, that's
Wasn't
true.
the
Actually,
ocean supposed to be purple? I think Trill is purple oceans. I'm trying to remember like random offhand comments by Dax about what this planet's supposed to be like.
yep, it's true that we only see the caves.
You think you might want to mention the weird part up front?
No. You gotta get down to the surface where it's too late to reject you.
Yeah, I mean that's a fair point.
I mean,
Other than that major thing that happened to me, I'm fine. Yes.
so the
He
thing
was
is that
working while impaled with a spike. It's fine. Don't
Yes.
worry about it.
interstellar travel has been cut off for 150 years. So when they show up at Trill, they're gonna do like, "Hey, can we beam down and talk?" Because it's like they weren't even expecting you. So it's more like open the door, come in. You know, there hasn't been telephones in 150 years. So Discovery does this better than most other shows, but him, Adira, and Tilly are a good think tank. Like even on the bridge, the crew comes up with ideas together.
Collaboration in My Star Trek?
Fast-paced collaboration.
No, Tilly, it's his job to say tech words.
Ugh. I forgot how much of a dick he is earlier seasons.
What is your
Yeah.
deal, dude? I thought you'd chilled out by now.
That's a.
He's chilled out
He's getting
some,
there.
but yeah,
I love how in season 5 they make a direct comparison and then go, yeah, I was a lot more dickish back then.
yeah. Well, you've got to.
I mean, we're
You
just
got to
in a
acknowledge it in these
collaboration,
those
and then
sorts
you
of
tell
things.
your coworker, "Don't waste my time." Okay.
Is Michael still sharing quarters with Tilly? Because that's some of these are Tilly's decorations.
Possibly.
Yes.
And you're bringing Mike. Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, surely, Paul, maybe.
They've not really connected with each other that much.
Have they even met?
Well, I have a bit.
Have Michael and Adira met?
Yes, they've just chatted a lot. Michael's been helping her on the ship.
Oh,
Rather, she was talking to Adira about what was going on and stuff like that, and encouraging her.
her hair. Oh. Just
Hello.
writers calling themselves out for season 1. Michael has she reminds me of Morden from Mass Effect. Every problem she's presented with is had to be me. Someone else could have gotten it wrong. Also, I appreciate their beaming down with phasers. It's very important. That does somewhat foreshadow there's going to be trouble down there, because normally they don't beam down to friendly planets with weapons. You'll do fine, Adira. Don't worry about it. No, Adira. She has to. That's how this works.
Yeah.
That's how being a mentor works. Yep.
He just wants her to be subtly inspirational, is what she's saying.
Yeah.
We can... Colbert, of course, everyone's stressed.
They've left everyone and everything they knew behind.
And Find the Galaxy blew up in the meantime.
Yep. They're not in the Federation at the moment.
Earth almost blew them up.
Um,
Couple times, actually.
one of my favorite things about this season is Saru growing into the captain role.
Yes.
I really like this dynamic, and I'm kind of sad they cut it short.
Saru goes on and does some great stuff in season 5.
Yeah, I
Gets to
know.
see
It's
as much
not.
of
It's
it as
not.
we'd have
No, it's not like
liked.
Saru's a total lost cause. But I like. I miss that they. Yeah, I miss him being in
Miss
command.
him being captain, yeah.
This is a, sort of not a usual captain dynamic. He's way more anxious
Yeah.
than just about any other captain, and it's. Yeah,
It's because there is no other
Flying
captain.
fish, fascinating.
right.
Loved RGNZ.
Wait, was she in Schitt's Creek?
Explain, Michael. This needs further. Come
Is
on.
that?
Yes.
Ugh, gross. A human.
I swear that the black woman was on Schitt's Creek.
What did you say your name was?
I wasn't sure whether that was Z or someone else was.
Z is this guy right here, the old.
Okay,
bald
never
man.
mind.
Forget Me Not. Let's see, IMDb. Who plays other lady? Leader Pop, that's who it was. Played by Karen Robinson. And what show are you looking at, or movie?
Schitt's Creek.
Ah,
I know she's been
she
in something.
played
I'm
Ronnie
fairly
Lee
certain.
for 46
Yes,
episodes.
yes. Ronnie, yeah. Trying to remember her name. She was great.
You have no power here, Michael the Blue. No, Guardian Z. Didn't you hear from the conspiracy from Deep Space Nine? Like everybody's capable of joining. Remember?
Wait, was that established on Deep Space Nine?
Yeah, there weren't enough symbionts for everybody because there's like 10 of them. So the Trill Symbiosis Commission was covering up the fact that I don't know if it was most, but a very substantial number of Trills were capable of joining. They were just pretending they weren't and only like choosing
Oh,
the
gotcha.
best people. It's like, no, sorry, you're pretty cool, but we decided to go with another candidate. It turns out you're physically incapable. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So it turns out it's not too late to say no when they're already down there.
She's a lot more fun on Schitt's Creek.
What are you consuming?
Me, what was it?
What do you mean? What was
Bunch
it?
of
I heard
quinoa.
sounds like 5 seconds ago.
No, I'm just reading the label. Chicken and XO. I don't even know what XO sauce is. I don't know, some meal I had delivered.
Executive
from-
officer sauce.
Yes, apparently. And some roasted aubergine, eggplant, corn, and quinoa, and executive officer sauce.
See, this is what I meant. They wouldn't have beamed down to the planet with
Yeah.
lasers unless there was going to be an action scene. Oh, Jesus. Well done, Michael.
Was on stun.
That's exactly why I say people should shoot people more on the show. Because we
Yep.
have stun.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's kind of the Trill Guardian people's fault. Don't bring a spear to a phaser fight. What? Limited dairy? What do you mean, computer?
Therapeutic. I mean, yeah,
Sure,
but
why
a little
not?
bit simplistic.
Jarnks, it's your favorite.
Oh God.
Is morphing into Zora.
Coloring books, yes.
God, it's been so long since
Oh,
I've
is
had
this-
a coloring book.
Man.
The data's back.
As if the computer wouldn't have already had information on Buster Keaton. Like, they did not need the sphere for that.
Who is this actor? I can't place their accent. Where are they from?
Yeah, it's...
It's like
I
half
think they're
British,
supposed
half
to be
American.
British,
Who
but...
is this?
Yeah, I think it's someone trying to be British, but not actually British.
Hmm.
Like, they know to, like, not say R's, and that's about it.
Is this why the British hated pirates so much?
It's also
Actually, that accent is actually an obsolete British accent.
it's
Or
also
mostly obsolete.
a theater accent because you're just being dramatic. It's not necessarily British.
Okay, so
Could be.
Zora is
They
played
learned-
by
yeah.
Annabelle Wallace, who is in fact English.
Oh, weird.
Ah, see.
She is from Oxford.
Wow.
That would have exploded because that's a very posh place.
No, it sounds definitely posh. Like that's unmistakable. But the
Yeah.
vowels did seem off. Interesting.
God, Annabelle, why can't you do your own accent right? Clearly, we know your accent better.
Received pronunciation accent.
Yeah, that's the
well-
interesting thing about English. Technically, the official English accent is received pronunciation, but nobody at all speaks received pronunciation.
Also, the funny thing is, even the Queen's English, which is supposed to be typical of received pronunciation, doesn't like her own speech patterns have changed from 1952.
So, they certainly have in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying that. So, for example, in the earliest recordings we have, they used to say land like lend, and now obviously they say land more like the way Americans would say it.
Hmm.
So
It's closer, yeah. A lot of the vowels have shifted.
yeah, like so British English has come to emulate American in some ways.
Nah,
Even the-
yeah, that's a little far.
even the
It's
grammar.
still pretty, like,
Yeah.
standard Southern British is still pretty different from American. It just doesn't, yeah.
Soma, in your expert opinion, does it sound like Zora is using her natural accent or is like adopting one?
Probably adopting when.
Mm.
He didn't ask you, he asked Kayla.
He came anyway.
Well, Kayla didn't even drink.
Yep.
Ooh, they have a nice future science orb here too. It's blocked by this guy's head, but there it is on the right. Every good futuristic civilization needs an orb. Speaking of orbs, this just popped into my mind. It's unrelated. So, the Bajoran orbs. Why are they not orbs? They're hourglass shaped. Oh, it's the psychic connection orb. No, it's a medical orb? Did we see these pools in Deep Space Nine? I feel like
I
we
wonder how they're
might.
doing the electricity flowing through the water. It's a really cool effect. And it looks CG. It's CG.
Okay.
It works on the wide view, but when he gets close up, you can see it's been overlaid on the water a bit. At least for what I'm looking at.
Well, what's going on is he just tried to steal food off her plate, Culber. It's very weird. Also, this is the conference room, isn't it? They just repurposed it.
Yeah, conference
Yeah.
/ dining room, obviously.
Dilly why?
Ryan's watch along every weekend. Big waste of time for all.
That's not even close to a haiku.
Wasn't it 575?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was like
I think the first one is
547.
Okay.
Or 557, depending on how you pronounce every or every.
But I think she takes the cake here.
Kayla.
I mean, the person I feel the worst for is Saru, because all he wanted was like a good team meeting, a good team dinner. My dad too, after he had a heart attack, he was like, I went to work the next day. I was out of the hospital.
Nice pixelated video and no sound. Totally worth everybody's time.
Thanks.
Yes, because YouTube would totally let us stream the entire thing.
Absolutely.
Tilly just swore on my Star Trek. She can't do that.
So you know that Gene Roddenberry thing where there's no interpersonal conflicts? I think we've broken it at this point.
No, it's
That was the rule
even
of
Deep Space Nine.
TNG.
Yeah.
And it was the rule of TNG season 1 and 2, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even later seasons didn't have a lot of interpersonal conflict.
We always tried to minimize
Sure.
it. We never had the TNG crew like have an interrupted dinner because somebody was
Yeah, this scene wouldn't have happened. And
Yeah.
No, Philippa, you can't just take the bottle. Philippa.
but it would be Deanna Troy like, hey, look, I do all the work around here and I don't get any credit. It's not just you, Data.
I mean, it is kind of just Data, though.
No, Deanna Troy is the truth-telling thing. Half the time, we don't know if the aliens are good or bad without her.
What do you mean? She doesn't. She can never tell if anyone's lying. That's her whole thing.
I can sense he's hiding something, Captain.
yeah, but that's usually obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if she says it about a Romulan, it doesn't count. We already knew that.
Or Ferengi. Yeah.
You know, for some reason, I think that lady, Ronnie, I feel like she would make a good Romulan. Something about her facial structure feels Romulan to me.
I do like that we get Black Trill here, because it's kind of was like a all-white thing on DS9 and TNG. So it's cool to see other races have genetic diversity.
It is harder to see the makeup.
A little. But and so she's the president of the planet, which is nice.
It might have been cool if they gave her a white spot instead.
Possibly.
CG Michael.
Yeah.
What? So this is being reused in Star Trek Picard when Picard goes in to save his son in the Borg Collective, and he's like, "I don't want to leave," and Picard says, "I'll stay with you." I feel like it's the
I
same
mean, this
CGI.
for sure is a trope. Going into a void
Yeah.
to commune with someone.
Right.
They have Cronenberg's Void, his White Void. They have, I think they do one for the Space Cthulhu's in season 4.
Oh, the Prophets in DS9.
Yeah.
It's not linear.
Except this place, it's like, it looks gross
You're-
in here. It looks slimy and there's fibers everywhere, which I assume are supposed to be like neurons.
Yeah. Also, they do a better job here because I assume this is what Dax would need to do to bring out her past lives. Remember when we had to bring out the
No,
sociopath?
Dax just had to like chant out a candle for a couple of minutes and it was fine.
Yeah.
Though they do that in Discovery as well. Later.
Yeah. Attaching them to strings.
This
and
is to bring
bringing
out the
them to-
repressed memory of the symbiont.
Yeah, they're like, no. I don't like this. I feel like they're gonna like burrow under her fingernails to get a connection. I don't like it.
Because, Adira is also not the symbiont. It's her boyfriend.
Well, there they are.
This is what you forgot.
Hi, Gray.
Yep.
Well, kind of. A little bit.
Not really. Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna break up in like 3 months, but have fun, kids.
They get back together though, right? Everything's fine.
I think at one point though, remember Gray becomes like a monk on
Yep.
Trill.
Yeah.
So they agree to have a long distance relationship or such.
And then Gray hits them with the "It's not you, it's me."
Yeah. Well, all this was, but Gray also comes back during the whole discovery
We'll
of the
see.
burn thing.
First Gray is a Trill symbiont. Well, not a symbiont. A
Host.
Sure.
a symbie. What do you call the person? A host. That's what they're called.
Host, yeah.
Mhm.
First, he's
Actually,
a host.
hosts are used for
then he's a
parasites, really, because
ghost, then he's a
symbionts are
robot.
equal. A symbiotic relationship would be they're both equal. Neither of them are a host. Host would be for a parasitic relationship. But anyway, that's a
But
minor.
They're literally called the host in Star Trek. That's
They are.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, so in biology, you would only use host for parasites. You wouldn't use it for a symbiont. Just nitpicking here. You know, we're all science nerds, so.
so. What you're saying is, when you invite people over for dinner, you're looking at them like, "Oh, you people are just leeching off me, taking my food."
That from biology, yes. They're here to eat your food, like locusts. But more importantly, parasitic life forms, if they're smart, they'll keep the host alive. It's only the dumb ones that kill the host because, you kind of need the thing to live. So don't kill it. Keep it going.
You lied to me.
Welcome, parasites. Sorry, I mean dinner guests.
Well, the same thing I think of because, abortion's a hot topic and I love politics since I was a kid. But in a way,
Concerning
that's
line of
almost like a
conversation.
parasite.
Oh, it is by definition a parasite. The fetus is by definition a parasite.
House has made a whole speech about this.
Yeah. Okay, so takes one to know one, right, Soma?
We all come from fetuses. We all were parasites
an
in the
ex-fetus,
womb, but it
I can-
is by definition.
Oh, someone swore on your Star Trek just now.
How dare they?
So, are we gonna reframe the pro-choice argument to be right for parasites?
Don't think that would fly.
No, it wouldn't. It might help the other side, actually.
But the real idea is that nothing should be able to use a person's body without their consent.
Yeah, you're right. Especially, yeah. Nice kiss. First trans kiss on television for Star Trek.
Ew, young love. Gross.
But also first two trans characters on
What's
the
in the box?
stage at the same time.
Idea,
It's
what's
not-
in the box?
Gray is cis male, as far as we know. And different.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
Adira's calling
Sorry,
him he.
Yeah, never mind. He's just queer because, well, he's just pan, but yeah. He's definitely queer. You don't see the
No,
purple
that
hair?
either.
You don't see the purple hair?
Doesn't mean queer necessarily, but
Let me shut up.
he
before I
he
get-
is a queer person, and I know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at.
He's not conforming
no-
to traditional gender stereotypes, but I don't know if I'd go so far as to say that makes him not cis.
Yes, that's also true. I'm pretty sure he is queer in a way. Give me a second.
Is the hang on. Who plays Gray? Hang on, who is this guy? Ian Alexander.
Ah, yes, of course.
Okay, so first off, while I'm reading this article, Adair here is pretending to be a teenager. Ian is a teenager here.
No.
As of late 2020, Alexander adopted the use of they, them pronouns shortly thereafter, identifying as non-binary and preferring the use of blah, blah, blah. Okay.
All right, so,
Yeah.
But
so
is
they're
the
both binary.
character.
All right, but the actors are both non-binary.
Yeah.
Yes, but Ian is also directly transition to male first.
Like I said, all you need to know is about the blue hair, and that tells you.
No, it doesn't. There's lots of cis people who do it as well.
I'm gonna shut up.
Oh my god, Adira, how did you
It's
survive
fine.
this? That was directed right on your window. Those are some good, what, shields? Plus inertial dampers?
Yeah.
Oh, now there's rocks all over the floor. Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No, not the sailing rocks.
They just got lucky. So you just got directly impaled.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but I was thinking more like crushed because they got hit straight on with an asteroid.
No. Impacts don't kill people on television. Only being impaled by sharp things kills people.
I mean, he's gonna be pretty dead soon, but yeah.
I don't understand how Adira can host the symbiont though, because surely
Don't
it feels
worry
like
about it.
having something that size in
So
your torso would kill you.
we established in Deep
stuff
Space Nine
there.
that basically all Trill are eligible symbionts. So this just extends that say all any humanoid species can be a Trill symbiont.
But we didn't
If
evolve to
absolutely
have
required.
2-foot long, 6-inch wide giant worms shoved into our abdomens.
Yeah.
True.
That wouldn't work. But believe me, there's space. If your stomach can grow, you know, you just gain a few. You get rounder around the middle. Oh my
Okay,
god,
so
that
he was impaled with glass. Where's the? Is that from? I assume that's just from like the table. I was thinking the window, but probably not. Or
probably not the window.
space.
Yeah. So this is the memory you were repressing.
You just had to relive your boyfriend's death, and then you get and everything's good.
It was a very traumatic event that refers to the memories.
See, this is way better than Dax's reunification of. And plus, Dax's was straight up
Starfleet
scary.
officers in the lineup.
Remember, Dax had somebody who was like a sociopathic killer. So imagine being scared of your own self.
It makes sense there that they'd be Starfleet officers, right? Because that symbiont's whole thing is to go out and explore, right? So
Yeah.
Is that true of the Dax symbionts? Were there a lot of Starfleet personnel among them?
I have no idea. Let's see. One was a gymnast. One died in a shuttle accident. One was a serial killer, or just maybe a regular killer.
No, he like
that's kind of all I remember.
killed a few people. Yeah, that's true
Multiple
though.
of
She
them were
loved the Emily
parents.
one. She loved showing off her dance skills. Like, yeah, Emily was a gymnast, or like her bathlet skills. Emily was a gymnast.
I don't know if those skills translate to fighting Klingons.
Well, fun. Remember you were bringing up jump rope earlier? Football players, American football, they do a lot of jump rope. They even take ballet lessons. So there's things about being delicate that make you a better.
That's funny.
Nimble
and maneuverable. Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah. On your toes, like you got to be able to.
Yeah, makes sense.
Tippy toe. You know, maybe if you want to catch that ball in midair, work on your pirouettes. So, being a gymnast and batleth would actually cross over pretty good, I would say. Respectfully, Ryan.
Oh, I mean, with training, yeah. It's not like ballet dancers automatically get to play football.
So, Dax symbionts. Leela was part of the Trill government, not a Starfleet officer. Tobin was a vegetarian. Where does it say his job? Why do we? All right.
Very interesting career path. But Gyrinx, I'm
don't
pretty
think it
sure a
actually says.
ballerina could tackle you before you see he or she coming. So.
I mean, that's true. Just because, like, I'm me. Most people probably could.
I'm just saying, though, they charge like a tiger. Because I just saw like a ballerina's legs. I'm thinking to see something dainty. I'm seeing like thick, up and down, like
Makes sense.
it could probably choke the life out of me.
Legs
No,
like a
dancers.
kangaroo.
Dancers get some muscles in them. That's for sure true.
It's amazing.
No.
It's amazing. It's like the thickest. I've never seen a guy with that thick legs. Really, I haven't seen
Get
that
some
many
claws at the end of those feet. You can just gore people with those legs.
Uh-oh. We're rewriting the canon. Stop discriminating with the Trill.
Hey, they're hitting the theme again.
Tying it all in.
It's really good though. Discovery had excuse me, the unique task of uniting stitching together the Federation again.
Yeah, that's also one thing I liked about the season a lot.
Yeah,
Wish-
it's a nice
wish
theme
they
of
it stuck to more.
unity.
Like we didn't get Birth of the Federation in Enterprise season 4,
I can't
but we
believe they
got
cut off right
the
before
rebirth of the
speech.
Federation.
It was
Yeah.
just the moment the entire show's been building towards not shown.
Rick Berman, what have you done? Also, wow, Saru. It's been a while, Saru. We had a whole adventure on a planet. You haven't cleaned up the table. Okay, so Michael wasn't allowed to give an inspirational speech, but somebody has to. So Tilly. Are they just all going to come in one by one and apologize for...
Like her little sister comes in and just says, "Yeah, and back when we were 8, I broke your doll. I'm sorry."
I assume that's going to come back later. Something about the math not working out, implying some weird extra factor they didn't account for.
Yeah. And they keep at it and realize that math works if you just factor in XYZ. I guess that's the same thing you said.
It's nice working together, though.
Kayla, I don't understand what you're traumatized by. Because you successfully piloted and landed the ship. You didn't, like, get anyone killed. You did fine. What's the... I don't get it. I don't think a single person died in that crash landing.
Technology's so good. They didn't die. They healed everyone. It was all good.
For a surprise? It's a trap. Ah, it's Zora's idea.
Yes, the Buster Keaton. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god, there's more doctors in the background. Who are these people? I seen like 2 other doctors on this show, and neither of them are these guys.
Okay, I love the show. I love all the seasons of it. I don't like this. In TV, you're not supposed to watch TV. That's like the '1 rule.
Come on.
No,
what is
People
bringing
watch
us
TV all the
watching this?
time. What the hell?
They never sit
Very
around
common.
and watch TV when in TV. Like they have lives. They don't just waste their money.
But the people do all the time.
Yeah, and it is also in Enterprise to do it.
But hang on.
They have a whole movie
There are a
night.
couple factors here. One, in Enterprise, they have movie nights. But then in TNG, they said that television died out in that century because people, quote, realized their real lives were more interesting. But then
Very true.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Tom watches TV, but Tom's a
That's true.
worthless waste of space, so who cares about him?
Tom's a worthless
Right.
husband. We know that. We established that. Okay, but having criticized the scene, I will say though the Buster Keaton thing is like 10 out of 10. Because this guy, when he did his comedy stunts, like a house falling on him or whatever, he never reshot the scene. So either it worked or it didn't work. He was a genius of cinema.
Based on what I saw there, I'm not convinced. It looks like it's just all slapstick. It's just people
Yeah,
like
yeah.
falling off stuff and getting.
It is very, very slapstick, yeah.
He invented it. He invented it actually. So that's why it doesn't look as good because it's evolved from the Three Stooges and all that.
And
No, I
that's
think
why
the point was more.
everybody here
The
is-
point was more that slapstick is kind of basic, than that
Yeah.
whether it looks good.
But that's why everybody on the ship loves it because they haven't seen this ever
Right.
because TV
That's true.
died out
That's true.
before their century.
That makes
It is-
sense.
They are like the 1920s audience that first watched a talkie. But Buster Keaton has this one thing where it's like a facade of a house, and whatever he does,
Oh
like,
yeah,
drives in on a
classic.
motorcycle, whatever he does, the facade of the house falls on him, and he's standing through the hole that the window makes at the top, second floor story of the house, and it's just brilliantly done. He's such a talented. Anyway, so it's kind of cool that they picked that of all the TV shows. They didn't pick like Captain Proton or something.
Oh, we've got the ghosts.
Yep.
Didn't light that candle. Or she wants the ghost to do light that candle.
Yep.
Well, fun thing is the theme we're strumming out on the what is that, a viola? Cello? That giant thing?
Sure. Could be a flute for
I
all
know.
I know.
I think it's a cello.
Yeah, it's an oversized cello, right? So
Would that be a
You're an
bass?
oversized cello.
by definition
Oh,
cellos are oversized, right? That is the theme of the burn. That's the lullaby. It's Hall's mother
Yes.
was singing to him when all the dilithium went boom.
Gray caused the burn.
It's just good writing or well put together.
All right.
To the Federation.
We're
Ooh.
gonna go hang out with Oded Fair.
To Trill
Ah.
rejoining in symbiosis with the Federation.
We get to meet Admiral Dad.
Yes.
He's a great
Which-
dad.
I
No,
definitely
he's good.
remember. I was questioning, it's like, oh, is this guy an evil admiral? Are we doing that trope? No, he's cool.
That's true. Yeah, I definitely have expected him to turn bad just out of sheer instinct.
Because in the first
You're-
few times we see him, he's always going against the Discovery crew, but that's because the Discovery
Yeah.
crew is crazy and he's trying to hold together the organization, and they want to go do
Yeah.
crazy science stuff.
Yeah.
Don't strap a warp core to the sun. We're trying to conserve resources.
I think we also meet Cronenberg in this one.
Yes,
Possibly.
and he's gonna get blinked at.
Yes.
Get blinked at.
Yes, you'll see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Specifically by Philippa.
Oh. I feel like she blinks at a lot of people.
Well, I mean, intentional blinking. Generally, you blink at everyone you meet.
Oh, I know what you mean, but like blink in that way that expresses contempt or disbelief. Yeah.
Okay, so there's 5 or 6 hosts for this symbiont. So the symbiont's like middle-aged, probably.
Yeah.
So I think we cured Kayla's PTSD now. I'm still not sure what it was about, though. She got injured. Some various people got injured, but none of it was her fault. And none of it was serious. Oh well, it's fine. She got over it. Are they separate entities? Really, Saru? Starfleet is the Federation.
He's
Yeah.
the main part of the Federation.
Well, what has endured? So we have an admiral. We have a starbase.
You have a couple of ships.
But can they even go to warp, or are they just there? I don't think we ever see
No,
them
I
do
don't think they-
anything.
No, they do things.
Yeah, they do. They tend to warp. Just don't tend to do
Like
so
there's
much.
there's
It
a
requires
scene
lithium.
where they're not in this season. I think next season. Don't they do things with the Voyager?
It's the Voyager.
Sorry, with Voyager. With the Voyager that they have, I think is what I was trying to say.
Yes.
With Voyager J.
Voyager J?
Yeah.
God, can we like send a shuttle first to make sure this isn't just gonna blow up? No, it's all good. All right. Okay, we got about a dozen ships here. Including that. What is that one in the background? The one that's just a giant circle.
So
Wait, where are they again?
they're
Starfleet
in
headquarters.
this super secret location of Starfleet headquarters that nobody knows.
Just somewhere in deep space.
Basically, we abandoned Earth and we decided to just have
Right.
Starfleet on a barge in the middle of nowhere.
Seriously, what is this one in the background? It doesn't even have a secondary hull. It's just the disk.
I feel like it's the city, like the one from Star Trek 2009 or right after. I like Neo Constitution. So this made all of the haters mad because they're like, why am I looking at new designs that
Why wouldn't they be looking at new designs?
Yeah.
they're just
We
like,
jumped
"Hey,
ahead several centuries.
the Voyager J fan service. When you give them fan service, they
I
complain.
mean, if
when you
this
don't
was
give them
real
fan
Star
service-
Trek, there would still be a Miranda or two hanging around.
The Miranda probably just blew up.
You know, that's funny because in real life, the Russians did use the Soyuz spacecraft. Like, even until the 2000s, that thing was a bucket meant for taking stuff up into space.
There it
So,
is.
Voyager.
Hi,
we,
Voyager.
we have a USS Nog too, right? Which makes the haters mad.
Yeah, we see the Nog somewhere.
Yeah. So, the thing is, one thing I like, well, I don't like about the scene really, is that I knew as soon as we had this like optimistic, hopeful music, yay, we're back with the mother starbase, that Starfleet was going to be a real shit show. Because there's no reason we're so happy. We're going to find out real quick that they're thinking of decommissioning the ship, dispersing its crew. They have no respect for the chain of command. They don't even trust them to say who they really are. But anyway, I enjoy
Are we
the
doing
hopeful music
Battlestar
while it's still
Galactica
going.
now?
Enjoy the upbeat music while it's still going. Look, everyone's happy. We've
For the
never been
moment,
happier as
give
the
it a couple
crew.
minutes.
We've never been happier. Because now we're the ship reunited with its fleet. And what more could a crew of fine, upstanding heroes ask for? Beaming smiles all around.
I actually do really like the new beam out effect.
Yay!
We spend so
sh-
much less time just watching the animation.
Yep.
It's fair.
Nice glitter swirling around. God, it's just, they have been progressively speeding it up. Like TOS's transporter took forever. You're sitting there for like 10 to 15 seconds just watching them beam in. Slowly phasing in.
It's also interesting because it's been the hardest to lock it for that long at that time.
It's been the hardest to lock it? What?
You have to have a locked shot for those entire time.
Yeah, they just...
But you just don't move the camera, right? Like,
But you also have to have the
Tripods weren't
people stood
invented until
basically still.
1987, unfortunately. I don't think they even like... Wait, what did they do? Did they just repeat the same frame over and over again in TOS, or did they actually like film an extra 15 seconds?
Don't know.
I think they just freeze the frame. Because everybody just suddenly stops.
True. Sean Potwin.
I like Saru's walk.
Yeah.
I like how he does it even when he's in human form.
It's natural to him.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's
he's
exactly
not
what you would do.
really
Like you would
human
just.
form.
Well, okay,
He
yeah,
looks human.
true. That was a nice detail.
Yes.
Yep. I always
Hi,
do
Dad.
love when actors wearing prosthetics
Hey,
with a true face on the same show.
I thought you'd all been eaten to extinction.
don't. Should have said that to begin with. Give him a heart attack. Jeez, man.
At work on Friday, somebody came into the office and was like, "Oh, right, did anyone tell you about your car?" It's like, "Oh, someone was like swerving on the road and they were like they almost ran someone off, and a car swerved off the roadway into the sided street into the parking. They missed your car, but they
Jesus,
lead with that."
mean.
Oh my God, Senna, you need to be a professional here. Deliver the messages, then enjoy the snow. You don't need to start him. You're not even in Starfleet.
Yeah, so this is the part where just because you were friends before, it doesn't mean we're friends now.
Wait,
Oh, there's a hint that he's an evil
but they are
admiral for saying a
Starfleet. Were they not Starfleet?
diagnostic
I'm
for
very
a living
confused.
person.
Yeah.
Okay, this is bad for morale to have this in the middle of the command center. Why would you do this?
Yeah, I suppose, but don't necessarily have much space.
And they're definitely kind of setting up to be a bad guy here.
The writers are just gaslighting us,
Yeah.
manipulating us.
We deliberately made us think that he is rough, but that's because we're being told the story from the perspective of Discovery. Also, he is just wary of them because they have violated Federation law.
Right.
Yeah, but that's kind of like violating the laws of the Ottoman Empire. It's like nobody cares anymore. Wow, God, what other work have you dumped into my lap, man?
Admiral, you would have been responsible for this data no matter what Discovery did. If they hadn't gone into the future, then the data would have been in Federation hands regardless.
Rude.
I mean, certain of the male viewers certainly think so.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a little disappointing that it's not Robert Picardo, but all right.
right.
Mm.
I mean, I think those holograms are busy mining on an asteroid. That's what we have them do, right?
Many of them, yeah.
But I'm
sure people will still be using Clippy 900 years in the future.
I was just reading how the newest Samsung Galaxy Buds, and I'm sure the Apple ones too, they'll translate in real time because they have like AI in them now. So
Will they though?
I haven't
it
used
won't
it
be
yet.
that great.
I haven't used it yet, but the idea is, you're on a call, and the person says "Hola" and you hear "Hello."
That takes away the fun
That's
of it.
really easy.
And also it's very easy, yeah.
I mean, I don't think you guys. Anyway, let me just drop it. But of course, we love how
Google Translate does take audio inputs, so you just run the audio through Google Translate, then have 11 Labs read,
I mean, yeah,
read
no,
out the
it's
output.
that'll work.
It's probably not going to be super accurate, but
right.
Yeah.
So this guy's the worst.
Who, Saru?
No, Admiral Vance.
Dad? What do you have against him?
Vance is awesome.
Yeah.
No,
What
right
do you got
now
against
he's like,
Oded here?
okay. He's saying he basically is treating our heroes like they're Klingon spies. Like, he's so antagonistic toward all our heroes. Like, you have no idea.
Rightfully so right now, they're criminals.
Also, it's a
By
little
his
bit weird
definition.
for holding them accountable to like a law they couldn't have known about.
That's what I'm saying. It's
But
like,
he's
True,
not
but at the
really,
same
like, he's
time,
not having them
if you-
arrested. He's sitting down and talking to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
also,
true.
Yeah.
lack of knowledge of a crime is not an excuse by our modern day definitions as well.
all right, it's almost like, why did you run the red light? It's because I was trying to prevent the whole bus full of children behind me from being smashed by a train. But okay, you can give me the ticket, officer. He has no respect for our crew.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Although, frankly, I
Bear
will
in
tell you,
mind that he's at a severe lack of personnel with any major experience, and
Right.
and probably every single member of the Discovery is the most experienced crew in the entire fleet right now.
for sure. And plus, if somebody comes rolling up in a Model T, or even like a 1968 Camaro or Thunderbird or something at this point, we would look at them like you have a screw loose, or I don't know what your game is. Like this ship is like the fact that it's still working continually surprises people. Osira later is like, "What are you doing in that? How is anything working?" Or like imagine a Hurricane or a Spitfire, World War II aircraft, trying to join the Navy or the Air Force. That's at least a security meeting, right? Like, where did you come with the working model of a Spitfire?
Saru, pilfering Starfleet property is basically a tradition. Come on.
Yeah. No, there's a huge problem here. Like, Saru's like, yeah, we're gonna disband. Michael's like, the crew's not gonna survive that.
I this is what I like about Saru being in charge. Like he's not doing the usual Captain Star Trek things.
He's all in on the bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Spore drive specialists, what,
I
all
think-
2 of them? Come on.
Maybe he's just mad that the crew ruined his dinner that he spent like hours coming up with. So he's just like, you know what? I hope Starfleet rips him apart. Gives him a garbage scow assignment. My murderer and I are good.
I always like this sort of sequences.
This show has really good writing,
It was rated Starfleet officers.
and I'm glad.
It is really well written.
Amazing writing, because that line about murder and I are good is a little bit too good.
It's all right.
Okay, but when Giorgio blinks the hollows to confusion, that's brilliant writing. I don't think we had that in 5 shows of Star Trek. You blink the holograms to death?
Oh yeah,
Come
but
on.
I've never briefed them on the Emerald Chain. I mean, to be fair, it was not the most critical piece of information when she thought they were miles away from the Emerald Chain.
True.
Maybe it should be in the handbook.
I love Reno too. She's like, Reno's like, do you have any snacks?
Reno's
Last-
great.
The last time they made me do this, they gave me snacks.
Yeah.
Like it's a blood drive or something. Where's my bag of cookies?
I was really expecting to see Cronenberg in that sequence, but I guess that's later. I know he shows up in this episode. He's here somewhere.
Agent Daniels.
Agent Cronenberg, yes.
Why didn't we get him in a cat suit this time? I don't understand that. We had all those seasons of 7 in a cat suit. I'm glad we got Daniels in one. So, having said that, I love Michael Burnham because she's like trying to talk sense into the bureaucracy.
Yep.
There he is.
Hey, David.
Hey.
What up,
Why
my
are
Love
you-
the
guy?
fly.
Why are you blinking like that? Why aren't you?
Also, I believe Philippa is the only person
Agent
being interviewed
Daniels.
that's behind a force field.
Because she's a Terran. Like,
Because she's crazy.
yeah.
She'll kill you for nothing. Yeah,
The way her
remember the
hair,
genocides?
the way her hair is propped up on that chair is so funny. But yes, she genocided the Mintakans. Her and Killy.
He's just not stopping them because he wants to see what she does.
I mean, no, that's nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way you blink that fast, but okay. That's fine.
That wasn't the part I take issue with.
It was a good joke.
Yeah, no, he looks better with the glasses. Keep him on.
He's supposed to wear the glasses. All right, so this is weird because like their sick bay is on their first floor. But
Hey,
okay.
other droid, catch.
That was a good one. Good observation, Toma.
So they have radiation poisoning? You don't scavenge from Chernobyl. It's a bad idea.
If they needed food, they needed food.
We never see these holograms in a future episode, do we?
No.
Got dumped immediately.
They're only truth-telling holograms, so that's why. We don't have to interrogate the crew anymore.
Wow, really? Dang, that's an old ship.
So Burnham is completely out of line. She's not even the captain to address an admiral that way, but she's doing it. Yeah, but the
Send
thing,
a supervisory team at least.
but yeah, Starfleet's 100% in the wrong.
Are they?
No, because
I would say he's a little
why
bit
are
in the
you-
wrong. Like he probably shouldn't have a new crew pilot Discovery, but he should definitely send people along to like hang out on the ship and observe.
I think that's what his right-hand woman is gonna do. She's gonna be the representative. But Burnham was 100% right, even though, but like I said though, like in any other Star Trek show, you don't have a first officer correcting an admiral like that.
Dude, have you seen TNG?
Well, that's why she gets smacked down for it.
Yeah, have you seen Riker?
All right.
Would Riker? No, he would.
Riker wouldn't do it over the captain though. That's what I'm trying to say. Like Picard's
Right,
sitting right
yeah.
there. Picard
True.
would be the one to do it, not Riker. But as you pointed out,
Sure would.
Jarinx,
But she's not Starfleet.
as you pointed out, Jarinx, Saru is like with the bureaucracy on this
Wow,
one. So
I forgot that Vance was
why-
an
Oh,
ass
but
in the
no, but
beginning.
no. This he did good here. He backed her up. He insisted that they get to do their thing, and they came to a reasonable negotiation.
That's called a compromise.
He was a little bit less
Yay.
cocky about it than most captains would be, but in this case, he did the right thing.
Scans? What? It's right outside the window.
is this the Starfleet seed bank?
Yes.
Okay. Fun fact: we
Not
have a
really.
seed bank on our planet Earth.
Yes.
It has seeds from like over 100 years ago, 150 years ago that those plants don't exist, but it might be useful in creating more
In
hardy
case of
plants.
nuclear Armageddon, we're giving future generations a really cool dungeon to explore.
But
We really should be designing
glad.
more dungeons. Just in case
I'm glad.
we all die. Just leave something behind that's fun.
so part of that is also India's mission to the moon crashed, but they had a hard drive there that was supposed to have a lot of our data stored on a hard drive and saved on the moon in case we destroy everything down here. We may have a hard drive up there.
I mean, would that work? Because
Oh, no.
hard drives tend to fail,
She's-
especially in the presence of
True.
intense radiation, I would assume. It doesn't sound
True.
ideal.
Yeah.
True. Plus, the thing crashed, so
You'd want to have it on like a record or something with.
Like a golden record?
or magnetic tape or something.
Yeah,
No, magnetic tape would be
something where the
radiation.
where things are physically recorded.
Jesus, there's a huge
Oh, I
difference in
see.
size between the ships.
So you're saying print it out on A4 paper and just like save it that way?
I mean, ideally something more dense than that, but sure.
Yeah.
Oh, the low gloss paper stock.
No, actually, we're working on if you etch it in glass, you may be able to keep like information forever.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and we were getting better at etching stuff microscopically, so that's supposed to be the new hard medium that we're using. It looks like a CD, but it's really etched glass.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh wow, more Federation members. We get Barzan's a DS9, right?
They're a TNG race.
Yeah.
They're the ones who have that wormhole that, like,
Oh right.
one end is stable, the other hand just
unstable one.
wags all over
Yeah.
the galaxy. And that's literally the only thing they have to offer. Otherwise, their planet's totally worthless.
Okay.
That's probably
Well,
why she's
I mean-
surprised. It's like, wow, they actually accepted us? I didn't think anyone wanted to hang out.
Reese has the Tron. Oh, he's fantastic when he gets the Tron in season 5.
I guess like they borrowed it from the Benzites though. The side breathing things. It's nice that we have an actual alien who needs a different atmosphere. Because what it was
True. There
DS
should be more of them.
there should be
Yeah.
a lot more.
I
But
believe we have
in
a grand
DS9
total of 2.
Yeah.
It's her, and then there's the catfish people.
Yeah. But in DS9 we had that different gravity race, or what was it? Somebody was doing exercises in zero gravity or something. I don't know.
The character's name was Melora. I don't know the species.
Thank you, Ryan. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Cronenberg. What up?
Like you guys said, there should be more of that in Star Trek. Different oxygen, different gravity, different environments.
I like that he's keeping the security panel open right now. Oh, never mind. Yes, Philippa, you're very edgy.
Who's an edgy girl? Who's an edgy girl?
You're very intimidating.
So, I hate to say it, but I think Georgiou is the best written character because she's always quipping.
So Daniel's birthday, at least as he says here, is.
Oh, is this
April
wait? Is this first contact day? The thing they.
5th.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Where we shotgunned a bunch of Vulcans.
Yeah.
I hope I'm alive on first contact day. 2063.
Yep.
See you in Bozeman, Montana, everyone.
Bring your shotguns.
You're gonna ruin the whole course of human history, Ryan. Please don't. I don't want the evil future to unfold. Thanks.
We're just- What is your name?
Daniels is the only decent interrogator in the whole.
It's true.
Because he's like, I know you're going to be playing games with me, so why don't you just ask me your questions and
I
I'll get my
mean,
information that way.
this entire city does make a whole lot more sense as it being Daniels. He literally knows people throughout time.
Yeah,
This entire job is knowing people.
that's true.
He's probably the guy
He pro-
that gave them the shotgun.
I loved this exchange between them.
He probably
Yeah,
knows.
this is well written. This scene.
This is an intense scene, definitely.
I think this was beta canon about the universes splitting apart.
Oh, really?
I think there was something about it before this point.
I mean, so we know that even in the original Mirror Mirror episode, like our jumping over to that side messed up their whole. Because I think what Spock was supposed to be more benevolent or something.
Yeah.
Whoever took over after
Kirk
Kirk.
convinced him to not be evil anymore.
Yeah, and then we kind of mess up their timeline or their whole ethos, which is not a bad thing. I mean, Hitler was a vegetarian, right? So imagine he just spread vegetarianism instead of genocide. It's not such a bad guy. Let me shut up. Sorry. Arts education for all.
No.
It's the melody again. Put in the mystery.
Worst human being who ever lived, by the way, was Hitler. So I just wanted to make that clear. Aw, we
Oh,
get a
it's-
nice.
People of the same species? Okay.
Yes, they're Barzans, but they don't have the
But-
thing because they don't need to breathe
But
it.
my
on their
confusion
own
is
ship.
why this is such an important emotional moment for her. It's like, she wasn't
She
away
hasn't
from her
seen her
planet that
people.
long, right? It's
No, remember like when she joined the Federation, she kind of left them. Like also, remember Tilly? Tilly was the one who discovered her. So she didn't want to be royalty, but she was.
that's different people.
No, that's Dawn. She discovered Dawn, right? She's the queen of her planet.
Nope. Nope, that was
Alright.
Poe.
Yeah.
Alright.
Different characters. Similar hairstyles. Different characters.
Oops.
Well, similar
Sorry.
hair color, I guess. Poe had a lot more braids. No, not
Oh,
Nan just she just signed up for Starfleet. You can still go. Barzan's still there. You go hang out. See, poverty. It's a worthless planet. They don't have anything there.
okay. So when Nan chose to leave her homeworld to join Starfleet, her family was devastated.
Very
So I guess
disappointed
she
in
never-
her.
So she never saw her family or whatnot again. Hey, Robo.
Hello. Oh. Yeah, now was the last time. That's how long ago it was for her that she doesn't even want to talk about it.
Six digits. Fascinating.
Seed Vault.
Yep.
Oh, so that means that Nan would have needed a letter of recommendation to go to Starfleet Academy. So this guy is in this like Barclay suspended transporter state. He's a ghost. No, his family's like cryogenically in the freezer, and he's in phase space.
I don't remember any of that. I just remember
Because he
the
messed.
existence of a ship.
Like they're dying of radiation, and he's protecting them, like Mr. Freeze does to his wife Nora.
Yes, kill the Barzans.
All they ever gave the galaxy was a shitty wormhole
That's what
that
I'm
went to
saying.
nowhere.
No, it went to everywhere. 10 out of 10 wormhole.
It went to nowhere useful.
Yeah. It went to Star Trek Voyager Season 3.
So
It went to random places.
you
Why
can
didn't
do
it take people outside the galaxy?
you can do scientific research even if it doesn't go anywhere. And of course, that's what made the Dominion the Gamma Quadrant wormhole all the more valuable.
Well, the Ferengi
I
kind
mean,
of broke it.
The Ferengi
The
didn't
Gamma-
break
the
it.
Gamma
Ferengi
Quadrant
were just dumb
wormhole-
and didn't believe them that it was broken.
the Gamma Quadrant wormhole would be valuable regardless of this one existing. The other one, what's it called? The
Barzan.
Barzan. Thanks.
Oh, he's in a fit of space madness.
Yep.
I think it's like when Ro and Geordi were in that phase space thing.
So was he... I don't remember why he's all space corrupted. It's not because of the child's scream. Is it just radiation poisoning again?
Someone needs to run disk defragmenter on his transporter pad.
I haven't run a defragmenter
guys-
since like 2008.
Yeah. Do you guys remember disk defrag?
Yes.
I do.
I used to feel so productive running it.
Back when we were on
It did look
Spring
really, really
Rust.
nice when we were using hard drives.
Now, if you have the hard drive installed like I do, you can still check the fragmentation status in Windows. It just does it automatically in the background now.
Ah.
So you don't get to see the cool percentage going up. Percentage completion.
And you don't get to see the graph as it's made going. I'm putting this stuff here is now nice and ordered.
Let's see, defragment and optimize drives. Let me see. Okay, my C drive was trimmed 5 days ago. Okay. My hard drives were defragmented 6 days ago, and they are 0% fragmented.
I don't actually think, other than my backup hard drive, I've got a hard drive plugged into this PC.
I have one for all my my video content.
Mm.
Oh, you saved the show that we record, Ryan?
I saved the show that we're watching.
Okay.
I have 730 gigabytes of Star Trek.
Gotta pump those numbers up. Those are
There's
rookie
only
numbers.
so much Star Trek. Tell that to the producers.
I will say you have
upscale it to 4K.
Respectfully, you have the shittiest version of the motion picture, so I wouldn't take your collection of Star Trek for.
But it's also the motion picture, so I don't really care to get a better one.
No, that's it. Bye, guys.
So,
how does that compare to Star Wars? Oh, I only have 500 gigabytes of Star Wars.
well, you know, there's a lot more Star Wars content nowadays, so I think you could
I'm up to
probably
date on
pump that up.
I'm up to date on my
Really?
Star Wars
You
content.
have hold on. You have Droids, the animated series, and Ewoks, the animated series.
Okay, no, I don't have.
And
those.
you have Rebels. You have Clone Wars. You have the old animated short Clone Wars, and then the 3D animated Clone Wars.
I have the
Bad
the newer
Batch.
Clone Wars.
Yeah, see if you can find the old school Clone Wars that are hand animated by the same people who did Samurai Jack.
Isn't it only like half a
Because those were
season?
sick. It's like little half episodes, you know. They were like
Oh,
10
we
or
fixed
15-minute episodes.
We beamed away the space madness.
But that I think was even better than the Clone Wars like proper series.
See, in total, I have 9 terabytes of shows and movies.
Wow.
And YouTube series.
Wow.
I have some YouTubers' content backed up as well.
It's a good idea. You never know what could happen with YouTube channels. They could get demonetized and gone overnight.
Yep.
Can you sum that
I
up
mean,
in
you
a
do know
Star Trek
exactly what would
analogy?
happen.
I've no clue what this means.
Well, you
No
see,
clue what means.
if you're referring to the hard drive space, it's like you have a balloon. That's like you put a substantial quantity of air in the balloon, but it hasn't quite burst yet. You put a reasonable amount of air in a balloon.
Yep.
I
need a bigger hard drive. I thought this thing was going
the
to last me forever.
family's dead in the thing. I think the last thing I bought was like a 14 terabyte. Well, I bought an 8 terabyte SSD for $1,000 last week. Because I need to. Right now on my desktop, I'm using two 2 terabyte 980 Pros in a RAID 0, and I want to migrate to a single disk. And the option was migrate to a 4 terabyte or migrate to an 8 terabyte and actually, have more space. And that's what I would like because I'm already at like 70-something% full. And as you know, solid state drives have diminishing performance when they get above half full. So, or as you may not know, or as you may know, I don't know if you know or you don't, but fun fact, they do.
No, definitely over 90%. Does he need the space to move things around?
So no, they don't need to move anything around.
Okay. So we already
that's
fixed
not
this
how.
guy's space madness. Now we're fixing his space sadness.
So
Thank you.
essentially, the way the controllers work on SSDs
This has to be Star Trek themed.
is that I have to make the Star Trek themed.
Yeah, if you're going to do an analogy, it has to be a Star Trek analogy.
So when the computer is storing data on isolinear chips, it's fastest when it's storing 1 bit per chip. But in order to make the isolinear chips commercially viable, they
No. You see,
first
you messed
created...
it up. There's no such thing as commercially viable. This is Star Trek.
To make isolinear systems more compact, they started putting 2 bits on 1 chip, and
yes,
it's slower to access data that way. And then they started putting 3 bits on 1 chip, so it's even slower. So what the computer does is that first it uses the chips as single layer, and then once it's totally put a bit in every chip, it starts using them as multi-layer and then tri-layer. So it gets slower and slower as the capacity is used up.
Also, instead of bits, please use the term teraquads.
That's how it works. They still have bits in Star Trek.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't know that we know that.
Because we do know that because in Enterprise, they deleted the sphere data and it said petabytes. Remember?
But what is a quad?
A kiloquad? It's an imaginary unit that's probably not defined.
Oh, they got hit by CME. Not just your average everyday space radiation. That's advanced space radiation.
Yep.
So defragmenting your hard drive, it's like that time that everybody on the ship got drunk and Data had to resort all the chips.
Yes, it's exactly like that. Well, you're trying to put all the files so that they're contiguous on a single platter, so it's faster to access, and the read-write head doesn't have to move between platters, and it's all on a single track, but it's not always possible. But it tries. It has to read everything on the whole disk and then try to come up with a plan to optimize it.
Hugh,
and
you didn't even say energize. It's always the best part.
What's better, energize or engage?
Well, they're different things. They're different commands. What do you mean?
I'm just saying, which is better? I know, but which is better? Which do you like? Which do you like more?
I like energize more. Engage can mean anything. I like that energize is very specific.
This stream brought to you by Starbucks, energizing refreshers.
And here we say goodbye to Nan, who I don't think we actually see again other than maybe at the wedding.
We'll see her again. She comes back.
Don't actually remember much about what we see of her from here.
What is her full name? It's not Noonien Singh. What's her?
No, it's non-bread tandoori chicken. Yep.
What episodes is garlic naan in? She's in 3 episodes in season. Wait. She comes back later in season 4 and then twice in season 5. And technically in another season 4 episode, but as a flashback. This doesn't really seem like her line of work. She's going to tend to siege ships. You're a security officer. What do you know about biology?
She's going to keep it secure.
Yeah.
But like, the ship needs a pilot and a biologist and an engineer.
I for a split second I thought that Burnham was going to punch her and knock her out and take her back to the Discovery.
You're coming with us.
One.
Michael, you didn't say energize. I bet Admiral Vance still says energize. No, they have personal transporters, so they don't need to tell anybody anything. They just go. God, in the far future,
You know what?
They don't
He
even
says
use
it.
the
He
flip
says it
ones.
anyways. He still says it anyways. To himself. Admiral Vance, energize. He like looks around first to see if anybody's watching.
Oh God, that's so dangerous. Why would we just have a permanent walkway? Why would you do
because
this?
then you can do that.
I would not feel comfortable living in a place made of programmable matter. What if you're using the bathroom and someone just deactivates the wall? I guess that's not a problem in Star Trek, but... Jesus, how much human history have you read, my guy? Do you have any free time, Saru?
This is his free time.
I want to be able to just plug my brain in and download information to it. Can we do that yet? Come on, Elon Musk. Give
No,
me
but
that
that
brain
is a
link.
thing in the book series I'm reading at the moment.
Yeah? What book series?
It's the Wayfarer series, which is another sci-fi series. It's quite interesting.
The Wayfarer.
I don't think the brain is like zeros
Steer
and
data.
ones. They plug in.
Well, if you understand the brain enough to make an interface to a computer, you could translate computer data to brain data.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that problem is solved, E-Review.
It is amazing. Like, we can help someone who's paralyzed, like, twitch their fingers and stuff.
Did you see what they can do with Neuralink? Because
I mean,
the guy
in a
using
pig, right?
Neuralink, he can play. No, it's a human.
Yeah.
He can play Civilization with it.
Didn't they have to take it out? Because it was like overheating or something?
No. No, they said like 90% of the electrodes detached, but then they rewrote the algorithm and they said they have even more fidelity with the remaining electrodes than they originally had.
Your point is valid, Robo, because just because the science is shaky, that just means it's only going to get better. So, I agree.
Right. Whoops. What was that?
Like,
Don't
the
worry,
way
Vance. We'll have this whole burn thing solved out in time for supper.
We'll solve it in about 8 hours' time. Don't worry about it.
Vance, did you guys even try?
you need a ship that can jump anywhere and everywhere at the same time. So,
I don't
Okay,
remember the
so what
specifics, but
does
I
the-
remember there being something incredibly obvious that Discovery does that somehow, like, Vance and all of Starfleet and every other species never considered.
Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem, Ryan. We never really understand what the spore drive, where the spore drive gets power. They never said it was an antimatter reactor.
Why would it not be an antimatter reactor?
Because if that was the case, wouldn't Discovery not work now?
No. It was
It's got lithium.
I thought all the spores had little flagella, and that's what propels the ship forward.
what happened with the burn is all the dilithium that was currently being used went inert.
Resonance.
But anything
It's
that
shattered
wasn't
by-
being used is totally fine.
Ah, okay. I didn't know that. I thought
by
resonance.
Or like
inert, you
newly
mean
mined
it
dilithium
exploded?
is totally fine, and it's just really hard to find new dilithium to mine without dilithium.
Oh, I see. So
Here we got the start of Philippa is dying.
any oil that was in a car or in a refinery is no longer inert. But like in theory, you could still get oil out of the ground, but how are you going to get oil out of the ground if you don't have ships or cars or trucks?
The way we did it originally.
Yeah, but it'll
With a
take
drill.
forever.
You got to
Yeah.
start. It'll take a century and a half to get back to where we are today.
It's like Starfleet has a few ships that work, and like Book can go to warp and stuff. But yeah, it's dilithium super
And then-
expensive.
Right.
And it's
So
in
for
low
him to find the
quantities.
dilithium, remember the first episode, you got to go to the exchange to get the dilithium, and that you have to shoot your way out of. Because he's a
You
notorious
see
criminal.
it.
I'm
They
okay
murdered
with
so
that.
many people for that dilithium.
So, but also, Book is a notorious, endangered species runner. So
He's notorious. He's
Yeah.
notorious girlfriend stealer.
I mean, the other guy.
He
chose
plays a
not to
long
come with
game.
her.
He waits 1,000 years.
I think it's probably okay to start dating someone else when your relationship
Yeah.
ended 930 years ago. I think that's
Yeah.
probably long enough.
930 years on the calendar, but she
First of
was
all,
there just last week.
They're not even.
No, she's
boyfriend
there a
and
year
girlfriend.
ago.
They're not even sleeping with each other. So I don't even.
Just because
Of
they're not
course
sleeping
not.
with
the
each other
bed's not even big
doesn't
enough
make
for
their
two
relationship
people.
valid.
I'm just saying
Everybody
they
in
both.
Starfleet has a twin bed.
They haven't kissed yet. So.
She hasn't
And-
even asked him if they could hold hands yet.
Right. And also in one season they even say like, hey, let's just agree not to be together, because Starfleet captains don't get to have a happy love life. So.
Okay, but that part was after they'd already been dating for a while.
Right, and then they get married in the next season. But I'm just saying though, like they break it off. They're not really like hot and heavy.
I think Starfleet captains
Our
should be
scavengers
allowed to date
Subordinates.
specifically their first officer.
No.
Yep.
Like Kirk
No.
and
Yeah,
Spock?
that's a bad idea. Like Kirk and Spock. Wait a second. No, like Picard and Riker.
No.
God, I just
Like
remember that
Riker?
scene. when Riker tricks him into getting a Horgon, and
Yeah.
Rising Lady's like, "Oh, it's for someone special, someone you love." And Picard goes, "I wouldn't go that far." Very rude, Picard. Of course, in real life, we all know they love each other, but you know.
In that moment, he was mad at them.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blur.
I just started season 2 of Lower Decks. So when they have that line of "Do we bring the little Hormagon?" Deanna says to Riker, and Riker's like, "No, we're gonna bring the big one."
The big one. So it sounds like Diana is into a little swinging.
There are weird implications for the nature of their relationship. It's the future, man. Everybody, it's all good.
I mean, do you remember?
He is her Mzadi.
Do you remember Lita and
Mzadi.
Rom breaking up, or Julian breaking
No,
up?
Lita and Julian. Yes.
Lita and Rom would never break up. How dare you imply such a thing?
But it's like in the future, you don't have to have all that emotional blackmail when you break up with somebody. You could just have an amicable breakup.
Yeah. Okay. More things that only work in Star Trek for 800, Alex.
In the future, people have evolved past emotional insecurities. Or emotions in general.
Discovery has been retrofit.
Beautiful retrofit.
Yes.
Is this the third episode or second episode?
Third.
Third of the day.
It's episode 6.
The nacelles are broken off. Such original design elements, and look at the CGI too. They did such a beautiful job.
Yeah.
Okay. It improves maneuverability and increases efficiency in flight. For science reasons. It works very well. Thanks for asking.
It's like the Voyager with its repositional nacelles.
It's the Voyager.
It reduces the inertia of the mass to dampen.
So
the droid just tapped the wall.
As needed. There's 100,000 years of tech to catch up on.
Commander Burnham.
Also, in the first, or was it the second episode, when we see the fluidic matter interface, we get that on Discovery now. So this is the biggest thing since Okudagrams. Star Trek has finally moved beyond Michael and Denise.
Oh,
Okuda.
it's one of the octopus heads from Discovery Season 2. There was one on the Bridge of Discovery, but they never, said anything. There's just an octopus on board.
Oh, now we're gonna tell the rest of the Federation about our secret that we got under the hood. I don't know you guys like him, but this guy is distinctly unlikable to me, at least during this season.
He's doing his best in a crisis situation.
All right, but I just want to say, when Morgan Batesman went through the time thing, was he interrogated for hours by Daniels?
Probably. It was off screen. But also, have you seen his hair? He's competing with Captain Pike here.
Yeah, true. He isn't.
There is no competition.
I think the silver looks really good on him.
Yeah, it does. He's well coiffed, for sure.
Well coiffed.
Usually admirals have the worst hair.
God, Admiral
Usually
Picard's
admirals
hair,
are evil.
You should see that.
I really like this because, like I said, for as long as I've been alive, we've been using Star Trek Okudagrams, and now we got this what do they call that? The thing all the kids are trying to make, like the glue, cleaning goo. Look, that's what it looks
Slime?
like.
I don't know.
Slime. Thank you, Ryan. You're younger than me, so you're more in touch with this TikTok generation.
Linus teleported
Linus,
into the chat's chair.
Oops.
So he was already sitting when he transported, assuming he would appear in a seat in the commissary. Or does the transporter adjust your posture?
It must be the latter. All right, and I'm kind of glad we were going with the whole
Kitty.
Starfleet is evil thing.
Grudge.
But now we're back to Starfleet is like normal kind of thing. But I love Book here. He just sends Grudge as a message.
But Joran exchange?
That means Bajor never
Wait,
joined
how
the
does he
Federation,
even know
right?
this is here? How does Book know where Starfleet headquarters is? Isn't this a big secret? Michael, did you tell him?
Michael probably has some ways of him locating her.
Michael, that's a massive security risk.
It reminds me of, there's this real life story of the enlisted crew members. They had a Starlink on a Navy ship, and they kept lying to their captain about having the Starlink.
No, I think it
were
was,
like, "No."
wasn't it the officers or something?
Yeah, it was like it was the officers actually, right underneath. But it was the unenlisted officers though. So
It reminds me of that real life story of an Organian princess
NCOs
flying over to the secret rebel base, even though she knew her ship was being tracked. Thanks, Leia. God. Nearly got everyone killed. Got a lot of people killed, actually.
So I like this scene here too because Michael's doing her normal rebel without a pause thing. And Saru's like, "You're not gonna do this."
Rebel without a cause thing.
No, rebel without a pause. Rebel without a cause is James Dean, but rebel without a pause.
What's rebel without a pause?
It's a rap lyric reference from the 90s. It's the same thing though. I mean, it means the same thing.
No, that's a reference to Book.
I don't think
because
so.
He's not with Grudge right now, so he doesn't have his pause.
Yeah.
I think it's PAUSC. Pause.
It was a James Dean movie in the 50s called Rebel Without a Cause.
Yep. No, I understand that. I get that. But pause means like you never take a break. So like without a pause, you never rebel who doesn't take a break.
Menace to
I think that's what they're
Society. It
trying
was
to
the
say.
whole West Coast rappers kind of thing. You know, it was cool to be bad. So that's what Rebel Without a
Michael,
Pause.
are you about to rebel again? Is this a mutiny?
Okay, this is my favorite scene with Giorgio because it just shows the characters and the rapport. I mean, I love the blinking thing too.
This
So,
is a
I
really
know
confusing shot perspective-wise with that reflection.
Yeah, true. Because she is mirror Giorgio, but is she our Giorgio?
No.
No, but she loves
I feel like
Michael
that's a really
Burnham.
easy question. Our Giorgio never
No.
committed genocide or ate our crew members.
Okay. But she loves our Michael the way our Giorgio loved our Michael. That's why.
Yes.
That's why the scene ends with, "Are you with me or not?" She goes, "You had me at unauthorized mission." I think that's the best written line for anyone who's in Star Trek, really, because the whole show's about goody two shoes, and this one's like, no,
Starfleet
you had me at
doesn't want officers
unauthorized
who will
mission.
blindly follow orders without analyzing the situation.
It's almost as good as the Quetzat Milat thing, you know, which is like, well, we want any cause that's doomed to fail. She's like, oh, it's
Kill with the
unauthorized.
longevity of the organization.
Yeah.
Here, she's down with the unauthorizedness of the mission. She doesn't care what it is. But
How about that
are you
weather?
able to blink at the rate of harmonic frequency of holograms, Robo?
Are you able to blink at what, like 120 times a second at least?
Yeah. Because that's what Giorgio does to confound Daniels' holograms.
Do you think they asked her to blink in any specific pattern, or if they just said blink really fast?
Also, I remember my earth science teacher in junior high. He would say, like, you know, the fluorescent lights that we have in school, they flicker at a very high rate. And we're like, what? And he's like, yeah, they're flickering. You don't see it, but they are. And he's like, look, let me count it for you.
Yeah.
And then he'd be
60
counting it for
hertz.
us. Obviously, he's not counting, but they do flicker. You just don't notice it.
Are fluorescent lights illegal yet? Because they're the worst.
They
No,
are.
well,
They're energy efficient more than incandescent, and they
I don't
produce a
even
lot of
care
light.
if they're energy efficient. They just give everyone
They're-
headaches.
they
They are
produce
the
they
worst.
produce a wider spectrum of color of white light than LEDs do.
LEDs don't
So-
give me a
But
headache.
you're right, though. Ryan. They cause headaches for a lot of people, and they are a terrible source of light for me.
Burnham just did a Freudian slip with love here.
She's going through what Ash was going
Everybody
through.
has PTSD on this.
Yeah, they do. But again, the point is though that she watched her Michael die, and she loves our Michael very much.
She watched her Michael die twice, in fact.
Yeah, she did.
Yep.
And you
Ooh,
know
those
something
are
really
some
endearing?
old ships.
Giorgio even says, like, you know, you're better than my Michael because you're smarter, you know, like you're a better thinker. Like the Vulcan end of her made her more disciplined as a thinker. I like this guy. His jaw just makes me want to punch him, though.
Philippa.
This guy's
Oh, we're
eaten.
done with that again.
This guy's eaten by a transworm, by the way, by the end of the season. So he really isn't smart enough to run the operation. And by the way, it's his own auntie that feeds him to the transform. Antosira, please no. She's amazing. That line is too
Philippa,
good.
all you do is bully people.
She's such a bully.
Takes one to know one, Philippa.
Form a sentence, Ryan. By the way, I'm glad Book's not here because he'd be so mad. He's like, she's a queen.
Oh, we didn't bring. All right. Tilly White, it's just a cat. Relax.
And Grudge chose Tilly's bed.
Wow.
Good observation. So
It's
No, don't
interesting
pick
that
it
Grudge
up.
chose Tilly's bed rather than the bed that she knows the smell of for Burnham.
that cat
It is a
is as
sizable
big as
cat.
yeah, it's the size
Yeah.
of Tilly's torso.
Oh, I do not think the cat wants to be up there. Cat's clearly looking for a place to jump off.
Eat the cat. Can we have Alf show up on Star Trek? That'd be really cool. Has that happened?
No, that has not happened.
We had Seinfeld. That was about it on Voyager.
Okay, now where are we? What is this facility?
I'm sorry. That was Frasier, not Seinfeld.
Oh yeah,
It was
we
Next
break out
Generation,
of
not
this facility.
Voyager.
Thank you.
It's a I don't actually remember exactly.
Is this an oil refinery? Where are we? In real life?
Yeah.
Right. Probably.
Good junkyard.
It's an O'Rourke refinery.
Hey, Gyrinx, that was Voyager for the 30th year anniversary that Frasier was on.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking something else.
You meant Kelsey Grammer being Morgan Batesman.
Yeah.
Being on.
No, that wasn't on Voyager. That was
It was a special presentation.
Separate thing. Yeah.
Voyager was the series at the time.
Yeah. Okay, so we were both right though, because I meant Frasier the show.
And it wasn't Kelsey Grammer. It was the actor who played his father, his brother, and the maid. I don't think he was on it.
Yeah. Well, when I said Frasier, I meant the show. Like when you say Cheers, friends.
TNG era phaser.
See,
also apparently in orbit of this planet was a Miranda class. I didn't see it, but Memory Alpha says there was a Miranda up there.
I mean, there's a Soyuz class up there somewhere on Earth right now. Would you guys want to go into space?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait. Space now or space in Star Trek?
No, go up there, come back for a couple months.
All right, for just a couple months or like a couple days.
Well, that's a very different.
Give it a week, just a week. Sorry.
A week in space, like a week on the ISS.
Space. Yeah,
I could do a week on the ISS.
Okay. Just the only thing is, though, I had a friend who said Noah's in hell no, and it's almost like, look, it's like going to the bottom of the ocean to see the Titanic. Like you're putting yourself in an environment where there's no food, there's no water, there's no oxygen. There's only
by the end of day 4, I'm trying to deorbit the ship.
There's a crushing death waiting for you if something goes wrong.
Sure,
so that's why
but you're not going in some billionaire's
soda can.
Not even passion project, just the cheapest thing they can build to try to make more money. You're going by a government organization with a many decade proven track record of doing this.
Proven track record. Okay, yeah. Okay. I think she, because I'm a sci-fi fan, of course I want to go into space, but she reminded me very well of the inhospitability of that location, and maybe it's not a great idea to go there.
You fool.
So, this prison is pretty rough.
It's not. They give them all the water they need. It's lovely.
Rationed. But this Andorian guy, he has his horns, his antenna cut off because he disobeyed her. So, sorry, brief. You know how people complain about Discovery Klingons in the first episode? Something I forgot, but I was watching an Enterprise review that came out in the past week of the show Enterprise. And when Enterprise came out with a redo of the Andorians, people were not happy with it in a way. But it's such an improvement. But Enterprise was very cutting edge in that respect. And of course, Shrans were independently moving, so that was like, Yoda level special effects. This guy is so cruel. I'm so glad he gets eaten by a transworm. He makes the guy.
This is an efficient use of your slave labor, though. Like, I get he's making an example, but
yeah,
workers are valuable.
Yeah, very much so.
You don't want to dispose of them so quickly.
Right. It's just to make us hate him as a character, because he.
Well, his purpose is. That guy is just there to tell the audience what our limitations are for this rescue op.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guard rail that's gonna take off your head, the fence.
A nice Fallout 3 slave collar.
Right, that's true. The back of the head thing too. So this becomes a kid show for like a couple of minutes here.
God, does Gray follow them everywhere?
Yeah.
A pay grade, you say?
Another another thing is that Gray gets the same body that Picard gets. You know, the android golem body.
Linus. Linus
Hi,
is just
Linus.
enjoying playing around with the badge.
Linus, do you even do any work? What is your job?
Just what is it you would say you do here?
His job is to sneeze on you in the elevator.
I think his job is just comic relief.
Oh, right. Adira's a genius as well.
Ah,
Not
yes,
only
a
is
quantum
she...
transducer. That I was literally
nice.
thinking he's gonna have to wash his hands every time he uses this thing. No, slips right off. No residue. It's all good.
Yep.
Oh man, that's an ancient comm badge. Wow. And of course, that has a fusion battery, so it's still good. 900 years later.
I mean, do you really need to buy that? I feel like we could make that now if we wanted to. That's pretty basic tech. It's just a Wi-Fi enabled explosive. In fact, you can get those right now. They just don't explode. You can get a dog shock collar with the invisible fence system. You just put a little bomb in it. There you go. You got the tech.
You know what's really scary? I saw Mr. Elon Musk. He said that we already have the technology easily these days. So somebody could take a facial recognition program, put it on a drone, and then attach some kind of payload to that. And therefore, the thing would just find you and kill you. It's well within the possibility of a person today. As long as we're doing like...
Does he know that because he's tried it? Because it sounds like something he would do.
Yeah.
I mean... You know, something else? I mean, like I said, I don't want to seem like I like the guy more than anyone else. I think it's funny he paid $40 billion for no reason to buy Twitter. But anyway, that's his stupidity on display. But somebody asked him if you could electrify planes, and he said my brain would break at that point because I'm already doing like solar and cars and rockets. My brain would break.
Oh, they cut off his antennas.
Yep.
Antennae.
Ugh, I hate that
Poor guy.
pronunciation.
Antennae, antennae, anten. Shun.
And
both antenna.
Yeah, no, that's even worse. It's just pretending that the E isn't there.
How do you feel about the plural of nebula?
Nebulae, both make sense. Nebulae bothers me a little bit because it's just like, just reminds me of, like that's just comes from people having taken Latin and wanting to prove that they've taken Latin.
Hey,
It's
Mark,
never been the proper
please
English
respond
pronunciation.
with only a single word. What is the plural of antenna?
Antennae.
Yeah.
That I pronunciation is
certainly.
Latin.
He said antennae. Antennae.
See, there you go. There you go. But you know, with the octopus and octopi, that's just people confusing the Greek with the Latin, including me, by the way, because I think somebody on this panel corrected me. But one of the so because I think I even learned in school it was octopi, and that must have just been the third grade teacher getting that wrong. But that's okay, you know.
Yeah.
Your third grade teacher.
I don't know. Maybe I don't. I can't remember. I don't want to malign my third.
Probably also told you to form a possessive of a name with with just an apostrophe, which is also
sometimes not always done.
Just not necessary and not good.
Yeah, you're sure. You're right. But the word helicopter, we say that totally wrong. So the word helico means spiral, and ter, as in pterodactyl,
I mean,
is wing. So we should say helico ter.
I mean, if we start pronouncing everything like it was before we borrowed the
roots,
the word.
Look, we're not actually speaking Greek here.
Exactly. Although someone got very upset. Someone who was visiting from the New York office got very upset when he heard my boss say the word heroes, as in the sandwich.
Euros.
British people tend to very deliberately not pronounce foreign words foreignly. So yes,
what's the
gyros.
alternate pronunciation? What do you like? Dropping
He said gyros.
Oh, okay.
It looks like gyro, but okay.
Euros or gyro? Euro.
It's gyroscopic, right? That's the thing that spins.
It is, yeah, it is cognate with that, yeah. Because it's on a turning thing. It's actually the same
root word.
It means the same thing as kebab.
I think I missed an important plot point in this episode that I remember happening, but I guess I just missed it. He offers them at some point self-sealing stem bolts.
Yes. That's very important to the plot, actually.
I missed it. I was waiting for it.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Helicos and Gyrios.
I don't know when it was. Also, I think I saw a Cardassian back there.
Yeah, I believe there is one. But yeah, when they were looking through their supplies and they were talking, when Book and Michael talk, that's when they bring up the self-stealing stem bolts.
Ah.
I love me. That's a great line.
Hands in the air like you just don't care.
So yeah, this guy is always.
I feel like Rin here. I feel like his name could use another letter, like one more vowel.
Ready? Rinny?
Rin the traitor. That's what they should.
No, if we like put an A in there, I think it would. It'd be a pretty cool name.
No, basically he has a scarlet letter on him because he betrayed them once.
Book, why would you say that? Now we know he's gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, this is why Dadmiral Vance is so hard on them, because Burnham runs off.
Yeah.
And goes
That's
on
a
these crazy
Constitution-class
self-assigned
ship.
missions.
My God.
Oh wow.
You're saying it like Picard didn't take the ship on an excursion every chance he got. You know, like the Data didn't do it, Worf didn't do it, Voyager didn't do it.
See, people get really angry at Admiral Nechayev for getting on Picard's back about it, but she's totally right.
Yeah.
About Hugh?
No, not she just wants people to do their jobs as assigned.
As a what?
As assigned.
We're on the we're on their ship. We're on their ship, yeah.
As assigned. Got it.
See, punching Georgiou doesn't make her cowed at all. So, in fact, she's
believe
gonna
the phrase is threatening her with a good time.
Yeah.
Well, we all are. We are all meat sacks.
Like we're all parasites at some point.
I would love to replace all my meat at some point. That would be great.
Mm-hmm.
The weakness of
so
the flesh.
there's
You're supposed to
Have you
die
played-
at some point, Ryan.
Have you
So-
played Space Marine 2?
Like, if you live on
No.
forever,
So
if you live on forever, it's
there's
not fair. Sorry, what were you saying, Rob?
there's a tech priest in Space Marine 2, and one of his lines is, "Please liberate me from this remaining flesh."
Yeah.
So like tech priests
See, that
in
guy
Warhammer
gets it.
40k, they slowly replace their bodies with technology, and so like what little flesh he still has left, he's like, ugh, disgusts me, get rid of it. But another one of his lines is like, it's like, my knees hurt. I haven't had knees in 4 centuries.
Not now, Giorgio. Come on.
Philippa, you can have your panic attack later. We're busy.
Guys, that's a symptom of her jumping forwards and sideways.
Yes.
She's
So
not
it's-
well.
There's a in the Foundation. There's a character who gets issues when she or gets flashbacks.
Yeah,
a
that's
different
her.
character
That's
when
from her
she's
mother's. That's from her
Yeah.
mother's psychic abilities.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It happens specifically in stressful situations.
right. There you go. Come on, Giorgio. Let's get those boots. Those high boots. She wants to pummel him. She's so sadistic.
I don't remember what happens here, but I'm going to guess they turn the fence back on right before Rin escapes.
Yeah.
That feels cinematically like what, like they have a dramatic goodbye when he's trying. Nope,
By the way,
never
this-
mind, he got
No,
shot.
he does
That
get
was-
shot.
This set is really huge though, because when I was seeing like they're
'Cause it's
basically
not a
using
set,
like
this is just a
Mad-
refinery.
this is like a Mad Max kind of setting. You know, we're getting a movie here basically.
But so they
So
just
you're
shot it.
saying
Is that a real
on
firing?
location, real place
certainly
looks like
looks
a
like
Mad
one.
Max setting?
I'm just saying we're getting movie level effects here. We're pretty lucky to watch this.
I didn't see
Wow.
what the filming location was on Memory Alpha, but this definitely looks like a real place.
Yeah.
Minus the
Because it
CGI
probably
spaceships.
is a real
It
place.
looks like a beer. It looks like a beer brewery even too from one angle.
But we already had a
Uh,
brewery. It was the engine room of the Enterprise.
True. But look, here's our favorite ship. Grudge is just firing all systems go.
Our favorite ship, the Excelsior?
No, I'm saying anyway. You're right. It's not. I'm just saying that
The
was amazing how
NX-01?
that ship, this ship reassembled itself and was firing the whole time. I don't know. That's kind of fancy.
I don't think the NX-01 is better looking than the Excelsior.
Okay, so that was not an oil
Rosie
refinery. That was
is
the
the-
Stelco Hamilton steel plant.
Mm,
It makes sense.
beautiful. Wow, great music for a
Where
jailbreak.
is that? I assume Toronto, probably.
I was thinking Philly. Wow, all these ships crashing. Wait, there's a Miranda.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, this one center frame, that's the same type as the Hiawatha that Jet Reno was found on.
Why did they just ruin all those ships for no reason?
Well, they just
Because we're
crashed.
crippling them.
It's a lovely
It was
distraction.
in.
But they're Federation ships. You can steal them.
There was a
There's-
jailbreak.
It's,
I don't think they work anymore.
yeah.
Those ships, those old ships, they last forever.
Mm,
Including when you've been scavenging them for parts.
yeah. What are we looking for again?
Walk towards the
Love
burn.
or something.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, okay. No.
And love, yes.
No, he has the data that shows like they were like 3
This cat.
milliseconds apart. The different burn moments of like a Romulan ship, a Vulcan ship, and a human ship. In other words, you can triangulate based on that difference. It wasn't instantaneous.
Oh, that's the super easy thing that literally anyone should have thought of.
Yes. Yeah.
No, only Michael's smart enough. But I do think it's like truly amazing because like in the 17th century and stuff, we thought light was instantaneous because you would think it is, right? Just intuition, and come to find out, no, there's a very definite speed, and that's the speed limit of the universe.
It's the speed at which information and gravity propagates through the universe.
Michelle Yeoh would
But you can sidestep it by using quantum entanglement.
No, you can't.
Yeah, but you
Sort
can't.
of. It's still the speed of causality.
Right, and you can't send information over quantum entanglement.
No, you can send. I just explained how you can do it with quantum entanglement. That's how you send information faster than the speed of light.
You can't send information faster than the speed of light, even with quantum entanglement.
You can.
You can't with quantum entanglement. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
All right.
They've tried.
All right.
Well, and also you can't actually send information with quantum entanglement yet because it's still random.
Right.
You
Well,
can quantum
you're telling
entangle
me
stuff, but you
that
can't send information that way.
Yeah.
you're telling me that the information I learned from the science fiction series Three Body Problem was wrong?
Yes.
No, if you could somehow have something which is not random at that scale,
Right.
you could send information faster than the speed of light.
Just
The
because we
thing
haven't
is
done it
that
yet
it's-
doesn't mean it's not possible.
The thing is, it's fundamentally
Random.
random.
I don't know if it is.
But the actual
you're
physics
correct.
going on, it is just random. It's Schrodinger's principle. It's random.
You're correct. The effect though is instantaneous, meaning faster than the speed
Yes.
of light. So you're correct
But
in
it's
that
not
respect,
useful.
Robo, of your understanding.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Granted,
Your science
my
fiction
last,
isn't wrong.
Well,
my last
there's a
update
lot
on
of
the
things.
information there was 7 years ago when I did my physics degree.
And I haven't been quantum entangled in a while, so I can't say either way.
I mean, I did my physics degree 2 years ago, so
That's the last time you were quantum
Still the
entangled.
same?
So much?
That's
Still no good?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna make that my relationship status on Facebook. Quantum entangled.
with five random guys
Quantum
on
entanglement.
Discord watching Star Trek every weekend. Okay.
No.
A little bit though.
How
No,
come her chin
no, not
is
even a
much
little bit.
smoother than the rest of their face?
How come her chin is much smoother than the rest of her face?
And her
probably that's
like
makeup.
the bottom half of that cheek. Is this blurred in post? I think they airbrushed them.
Yeah, very possibly.
To make her look younger, because she's supposed to be like
Yeah.
17, but she's actually 24. Yeah.
The smoothness of their skin is changing between shots.
She's 16, by the way.
The character is 16,
not in real
yeah.
life.
Yeah,
in
but you
real
said
life,
17.
they're 23.
same.
Whatever. They're supposed to be like 10 years younger
That's-
than she actually is.
That's why they look so young.
That's a lot of
because they're being
airbrushing.
airbrushed.
Yes.
Look at that. You can see the seam where they.
That's a
Right
lot
there.
of airbrushing. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's poorly done. They were just like not paid well enough.
Okay, so it's not just being terrible with ages
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
It's probably just this scene which it's very noticeable in.
Because you can see the bumps and like pores on their face in the wide shot.
Hmm.
That's really weird. Why would they do that? Well, I know why, to make them look younger, but
I know, but they could have done a better job. They could have airbrushed both sides of their face equally, so it looks like a natural effect. Rather than wondering if my 4K streaming is lying to me and telling me that it's really streaming in like 720.
I have no idea what's actually happening in the scene. I was too distracted.
Sorry.
They're right.
Yeah,
They're
talking
They're
about
adopting.
the
Right.
ghost.
She's forming a found family father like relationship with what's his
But you know, normally when you tell someone there's a voice in my head, they're gonna think you're a little bit crazy.
Well, he's had a few voices in his head, I think, at this point.
But they're not telling Paul that they're seeing like an actual ghost right now. As
Yeah.
far as Paul knows, it's just, oh, I miss him so much. I was just talking to the air and pretending it's him.
No, I think she
Yeah.
just told him that he's actually here with me. Like, what does he say, right?
Not. Who's that?
Sorry, we weren't paying
I
attention.
don't know.
to the scene.
Yeah, we weren't really
There's
ready
too
enough
much
to understand whether
airbrushing.
we said that. Yeah.
I mean, we were so busy enjoying the stuff blowing up from the prior scene that it was hard to see like a cafeteria scene. We blew up a whole steel refinery. and a Miranda class went down.
It took 900 years to destroy the last Miranda.
1,000 though, right? Because no, 900, yeah, because
They
they're
were
from
less
Miranda
than
class.
900 because
Yeah.
they're being used for another few hundred years.
In TNG, yeah.
So they're deliberately taking the turbolift in order to have the conversation.
True. But
They said
maybe
it to
they were
slow,
using
because these have very variable speeds.
Yeah.
Maybe they were using the Miranda well into the burn period, right?
The Excelsior and the Miranda are like the backbone of Starfleet.
Oh my god, Book,
Yeah.
other people need to use the elevator. You can't just turn it off.
No, they don't anymore. So they just transport.
Yeah, but what if other people are having other dramatic religious, romantic conversations, or religious conversations for that matter?
Now kiss.
Has Linus popped in yet?
They've got to kiss here. Surely. Look at the way she's looking at him. There we
Yeah. Linus interrupted.
Linus, no. You ruined the moment, Linus.
All right, so they're not going to kiss for another 5 episodes.
Thought I remembered that happening.
That's how slow their relationship is going.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. Because the question, I really thought they weren't going to be an item.
Well,
'Cause
turns
they-
out
Yeah.
they're going to be
They're
an
an
item
item.
for the rest of their lives. Other than a few months where they go on a
Yeah.
break.
Because he utterly betrays her, but to be honest, in the only way, the same way she's already betrayed Saru here.
Yeah, she does that all the time. She can't.
Okay.
She's not one to throw stones.
So we were trying to save the galaxy, and when you're trying to save the galaxy, you have to, kind of not look at.
This is the only double bed I've ever seen on this ship. Everyone else has a twin. Do you have to requisition it?
Well, it's probably now made out of programmable matter.
A tween? Can't say that.
No, tween is okay. Tween is like
Yeah.
20 something.
That's a recognized word. It's
Yeah.
Tween's
I
okay.
know, but it just
kind of
feels
awful,
weird
but
to
it
hear.
is.
Tween is 11 to 13.
Yeah.
Thanks, Robo.
You're welcome.
So I'm surprised to hear the word tween used in Star Trek, but the place I'm most surprised to see tween is Lord of the Rings.
Wait, what?
It's probably
Peregrine
being used.
Does it
Two.
say it on Rings of Power or something?
No. This is old school. This is legit Lord of the Rings. Merry says that he looked after Pippin since they were tweens.
Wow.
That's because it's Irish.
Was it an Irish
that
saying
feels
first?
like a modern word. It feels weird.
Yeah,
Okay, that's the thing. That's the yeah.
It's something that Irish people probably say more commonly than other people. So therefore, when writing an Irish
I would-
character, it's
that-
written that way.
Let's see. Tween. Wait. Google says 1940s of unknown origin. Okay,
I mean, unknown origin.
that's what
Tolkien.
Google says. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, it's kind of an obvious coinage.
So in our time, like that would be a demographic for like clothes at like Mandy's or something. So that's why the word is like strange to us because
It's not strange. It's just portmanteaus are cringe.
But I do believe we should use 11. So let me agree with you there, Ryan. 111 should be 11.
Also, speaking of Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power Season 2 is really, really good.
Oh, that's good.
I liked Season 1, but Season 2, I love. It's a good season.
I did like the I'm not caught up on the last 2 episodes, really, but I do like how the guy's just goading him on to make more rings.
Oh, inspirational speech time?
Yep.
This is what Starfleet is all about, Admiral. We help
No,
people.
it's more like I'm a commander and you're an admiral, but somehow you're the idiot. So shut up and listen. And maybe like being on an island for the past 150 years has made you all like socially isolated and like sheltered, but we're here for a reason. We're here to represent the Federation's principles. So,
But basically, we got the common trope of you saved lives, so you're not going in the bridge. It's fine. I don't really like what you did, but you saved lives, so
and
okay.
Something good that they bring up later is this Vance. He does care about slavery and Osira and bringing people who use slavery to justice. So you freed people from slavery, which is commendable. I mean, to be fair, right? We never had the TNG crew rescue people from slavery. It was always like, oh well.
And in Enterprise, we had someone be punished for trying to free someone from slavery.
Yep.
Yeah, true. Oh well. But
Are you getting demoted again? You've been first officer for all of 5 minutes.
This is Discovery. Everybody likes to whip Michael Burnham for doing the right thing.
Saru, this is on you. You should have seen this coming.
No, he explicitly told her not to.
Yeah.
When has that ever stopped her?
No, Ryan.
That gives big energy.
Military,
you cheated on
chain
me
of
when I
command.
specifically asked you not to?
No.
It's like, come on.
Riker never did that to Picard.
This isn't Riker. This is Michael Burnham. And she has a history of going against orders.
That's season 1, season 2 conflict. Right now, we know Michael is a fine, upstanding officer.
As evidenced by what's on screen, it's also a season 3 conflict. It's still happening.
No, but look, he's taking her off as EXO. She's crying her eyes out.
It's also a season 4 thing with the president.
It's so emotional, like removing your EXO from... That's supposed to be your number 1, and you're firing your number 1 and saying you're just science officer now. Like, Kirk never had to do that with Spock.
Don't try to guilt trip him.
Yeah.
This reverse psychology nonsense. Get out of here, Michael.
No, this is painful, though.
Yeah.
This is painful because, see, Vance had Saru do the discipline, not Vance himself. I mean, the result would have been the same, right? She loses her post either way, but
I mean,
Vance might have done worse
more
than
the
that.
captain's job.
That's true.
She's doing what job?
It's more the captain's job to relieve the number 1 in this instance.
Yeah, true.
Basically, in fact, Vance did the good thing by saying you have full leniency to decide what exactly to do with Burnham. Right. And he's saying, I trust the rest of your crew at the same time.
Okay, good observation.
All right, so what is next week?
We've got one of the best episodes of Star Trek for next week.
Oh, right, Unification 3.
I dig. Oh, really? Oh my god.
Unification 3, which is...
These writers are really audacious. Like, they don't care that they're breaking that naming convention. It's always supposed to be.
What do you mean?
And that's it.
Oh no, Unification was also 1 and 2.
Yeah,
for whatever reason.
You never do a part 3 in a different series. Like that's totally.
Well, okay, but that's fine. That
field.
That just hasn't been done before. There's no. It doesn't break anything.
It's just.
They're just the first to do it. It's different.
Come up with your own title.
But it was a direct sequel to to Unification 1 and 2. Like it made sense.
True.
You can tell because we get a hologram of Spock.
That's true.
Unification.
Which at the same time is a fitting tribute
Saru's
to
wife.
him.
We get a hologram of Spock. We meet Michael's mom again.
Yes.
And we learn about there's no such thing as Vulcan anymore. It's Navarre now.
Yes.
And then the Sanctuary, which is that we meet Book's family, and we go to Quajon. And we also meet Osira. I don't know what role she plays here, but we meet her. And then Terra Firma, where we go back to the mirror universe a little bit because Philippa's doing her whole turning into PS1 graphics disease. Where they grab her vertices and just explode them.
Yeah.
Everyone grow out your goatees.
Oh, actually, you do have a goatee.
Do you mean just like... If I have a full beard, do I just keep the rest of it short and then just the goatee part gets long?
No, you gotta shave the beard and just grow the goatee.
No, that's not happening. Absolutely not.
It's not happening for me either. But thank you, Ryan. Thank you, chat.
Yep, we're done.
Thank you, everybody.
Go away.
Yes.
The higher, the fewer.